Hello beautiful lovers, welcome back to this house of fashion on another episode on how to cut and sew. Today's tutorial is going to be on how to cut this lovely top you're seeing on the screen. So I'm making use of this fabric to cut it out, but I'll be cutting it out on the pattern first before placing it on my fabric to cut it out. So I'll be folding my pattern paper into two first because I'm cutting out the front, then I'll now use the front to cut out the back, leaving the zip allowance. So let me start by cutting the front. So the first thing I'm going to consider here is going to be the length of the top. So that's the first thing you have to consider, the length of the top, which I'll be starting from here to this point. So I'm making use of 18 inches, and the 18 inches is with the seam allowance. So I'm starting from here. So I want to make use of my ruler to have a straight line here like this. So after that, I'll now start by taking the shoulder measurement here. So your shoulder measurement divided by 2, and here is my with a shoulder slant of 1 inch. Here is it, shoulder slant of 1 inch. Then armhole measurement. Here's my armhole measurement. Then we need our half cut. This is my half cut. Then the full length of the top, which we have already take measurement of. So I want to have a straight line out all the lines. So I want to make it a straight line. So this is the bust line, which is the armhole line. Then this is the waistline. So at this point of the armhole line, that is where I'm going to take my bust measurement divided by 4. This is folded into 4. Bust measurement divided by 4. Here is it. Then I'll add 2 inches of seam allowance to it. Then waist measurement divided by 4 as well, with 2 inches of seam allowance. I will now go ahead and take the hip point because I don't want the top to be too wide. When I'm slanting the A-line, I don't want it to be too wide. So I'll now use the hip measurement to determine the wideness so that it won't be too wide. Just the hip measurement with some inches. So let me rule that point out. After that, I can now take the hip measurement divided by 4 with the same inches of seam allowance like this. Then I'll now connect everything together from the wideness of the hip, you can see, to the waist, from the waist to the bust. As you can see, the next thing here is to bring out the shape of the armhole, but first of all, have a straight line from the bust line to the shoulder like this. After that, you can now take some inches, like 2 inches here, and 2 inches at this other part. You can now connect it together like this. So when you have done the connection, then the next thing is to take the neckline. So I'll be cutting the neckline together with the collar. So this is the depth of the collar, 2 inches. Then the wideness of the neckline, 3 inches here, you can see. So it depends on the depth of the collar that you want, how wide you want your collar to be. So I use 2 inches here. Then the roundness of the neckline, I use 3. By the time 3, that means the whole wideness is 12. 3 in 4 places is 12. Then this is how we're going to do it. Just an illustration on how to get that standing collar together with the neck, without you attaching a standing collar to the neckline. But my client doesn't want I want to cut together with the, doesn't want a standing collar, a bishop collar. She only wants a round neck collar, but I'm just cutting this out for you to know how to cut it. So I'll now go to the shoulder slant like this, to the armhole, to the bust line, then to the full length, to the waist, to the full length. As you can see now, this is how we're going to cut it. So we're done cutting out the shape. The next thing here is to cut out that cuff area at the down part of the top, but I want to use the dart measurement to get the center cuff first. So that's why I'm doing this. I might not cut out the princess dart, but I want to use this dart measurement to get the cuff. So I'm making use of 2.7 inches, 2.7 inches. Then I will have a straight line here. So let me make 2.7 inches here too. 2.7 inches at the upper part, 2.7 inches here too, then 2.7 inches. So let me now have a straight line now. Like this. So this is the down part that I want to use. Then I'm going to take some inches from the shoulder here up to I can use 2.7 inches. Then I'll now connect it like this. Yes, like this. You can see that's my princess dart. Then the next thing I'm going to do here is going to be the cuff. Like this, you can see. Then so let me just use some inches. Now this is the wideness we're going to use for the center. So I want to add 0.5 to the wideness, to the initial wideness. What I took before was 2.7 inches, so I'm adding 0.5 inches to it like this. Because of the cuff, I want the cuff to be more wider than that of 2.7 inches. So the deepness that I'll use to come up is 2 inches. 2 inches is here. You can see 2 inches. So you're going to see the way I'm going to do that now. So I'll just have my cuff like this to 2 inches. Then from that 2 inches, you can see the first cuff. Then here to the other cuff. So this is how it's going to look like. You can see. So the next thing here is to cut out the cuff. Like this. Like this. So you can see the way I cuff it. You can see what we are having here. So I can now use this pattern to cut out the fabric. Then this is the front. We're going to use this to cut out the back as we're leaving the zip allowance. Welcome back. Here's the finished work so far. This is after cutting it on the plane. Then I join it together. You can see how it is. You can see how simple it is. You can see the straight sleeve, and I make my own a dress, like it's not a top. So here is the back. You can see the back. So my own is not top, is a dress, because I've made use of the remaining length to complete a full length. So I gathered it at the waist. You can see how it is. You can see. So I knot the waistline, then I make a gather around that waist to give me a full dress like this. You can see how beautiful this turns out. If you're watching me for the first time, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to my channel for more amazing tutorials. And for those of you that already subscribed, I really appreciate you guys for watching.